You know, there are some American groups that achieve more fame overseas than in the United States. One such group, Kid Creole and the Coconuts. August and Coati have joined us this morning. Thank you for being with us. I like the outfits. Looks nice. One would not guess you were first an English teacher.
Oh, yes, indeed. We try to forget those days.
No, you were up in Spanish Harlem teaching English. How'd you get into this?
Yeah, well, I have to thank my brother for that. He was into music in the beginning professionally, and he gave me that proverbial phone call one day and said, "Little brother, I'm forming a band. Want you, need you. Give me 24 hours to think about it."
You are in your Kid Creole getup, and Kid Creole is a character that is very different than August Darnell?
Oh, yes. Yeah. It gets kind of schizoid at times, but he was a creation of mine just to alleviate some of the pains of everyday life.
Coati, you've described the group as selling not just music, but coexistence. Now, elaborate on that for me. Why?
Well, what it is, our music is different forms. We have different rhythms, be it Latin, be it Caribbean, be it rock, and the actual human element in the band is comprised of all sorts of cultures, be it you have the Spanish culture, you have the black culture in there.
All right, how many coconuts are there?
And there are 3 coconuts.
There are 3 coconuts.
There are 3 coconuts that we call dancers.
They're kind of like the Andrews sisters.
That's correct. Sort of like that, except that they're dancing and they're dancing up a storm.
And behind them is how many?
We have 13 pieces on stage. But that's 13 pieces that we pay. Now, anybody that comes near the stage, they become part of the show. I'll grab them, I'll drag them up, stage hands, whatever.
Where's the name come from?
It goes back to high school. I had a nickname, Creole Kid, in those days, and I turned it around because it was a bit more mellifluous, Kid Creole. And coconuts is a term we used in high school to speak of Caucasians with blonde hair. We're called coconuts.
In a moment, we're going to show the video. Now, I confess that this harebrained scheme was my idea because I saw it one morning at about 4:30 as I was getting dressed, and I'd really never seen anything like it.
Dressed at 4:30?
Where did you get the idea to do an act like this?
Well, that's a long story.
Take it brief.
It has a lot to do with being weaned on the cinema, on the movies of the 40s, you know, the grand spectacles, the musicals, etc., the Busby Berkeley era, and wanting something spectacular, being that I was a great fan of Cecil B. DeMille. I wanted a cast of thousands.
Okay.
That's why it's a big band. And then, of course, loving Cab Calloway and Glenn Miller and Tommy Dorsey and all that.
With that as a backdrop, let me add that this is part blues, part calypso, part jazz, part rock, part comedy. George Paul, help me out. Let's roll it and take a look at Endicott. Now, no, this is not the first time you've seen it. You guys, as I noted, I mean, I've been reading, you've been written up in the New York Times, you've played the standing room only crowds in Barcelona and London, the Orient and South America, and yet you're having problems here. Now, why?
But you know what? We sold out Carnegie Hall. There's a certain underground element throughout the United States.
There's real deep underground, though. Yeah. I mean,
but it... No, we sold out Carnegie Hall, right? But it's sort of like we have to sneak into people's homes, sort of like a roach with a grocery bag. That's only, and at least as far as in America. But we're so famous internationally that we don't even have to stand in line to see the movie. Or anything like that.
What is that thing in your pocket?
Oh, that's my little Cabbage Patch that sort of looks like me, except without that.
I see. You got it down pat. Look,
I promote myself anyway.
But that's okay. I mean, you guys were, in fact, on Saturday Night Live, what, 1980?
Yeah.
Why didn't that prove to be a springboard on to becoming...
Well, you know, this is a big country, a very big country, and though we have our centers in the major cities, you know, New York, Miami, L.A., Boston, etc., we still haven't grasped the heartland.
But one day?
One day we
How long are you going to give it before you go back to teaching English?
My middle name is Perseverance. I will never turn back. I can never become an English teacher again because that's the past, and I cannot bring that back into this present. I'm having too good a time. So we'll keep at it until we conquer America.
Are your students fans?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I run into them every once in a while. It's very frightening. They,
for them or for you?
For both of them.
Oh, I see. Guys, look, I mean, for whatever it's worth, I think you're terrific. I mean, at 4:30 in the morning, you had me tapping my feet.
Yeah, no, but we're trying to get to Nebraska and Iowa. Those are the places that really, for us, that's strange places. Like, we've played everywhere in Europe, you name it, but we haven't played Iowa and Nebraska, and that's what we want to do. We're tired of showing our passports. We're tired of changing over our money.
Kind of like a roach in a...
Right, in a grocery bag.
I figured as much. Coati Mundi, Kid Creole, August Darnell. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good wishes.
Thank you for being on.